Okay, everybody, you're going to get sick if you're continuously watching my videos here from the first one, but you're going to get sick of me saying the same stuff. But I found that not everybody watches every video. I think the little thumbnail lets them see something that they're interested in, so not everybody watches them all. So I am on to my third video for the Mountain Majesties. And again, I'm using stuff outside of the kit this month, and apologies for that. I know I try and always tell you that I'm going to stick to what's in the kit, but I racked my brain and searched over and over and over for themes that could use these cards, and I just ended up needing to go rogue and use some other items. So here's the card that we're going to make this time with the other half of this card. So the first half used the left side of the card, and we had the porch on it. This one, I'm going to build it as the kit suggests, and I think, oh, I did put Happy Father's Day inside this one. I'm going to just do it as the kit suggests that we do, but I'm going to add the hat. So hold on a second. Okie dokie, I got ahead of myself there for a hot second. So this card, we are going to use an 11 by 4 1/4 inch piece of Misty Moonlight. Score it at 5.5, or just fold it in half. I find you get a much nicer edge on it if you score it, but usually I forget to score it. So we are going to build just with the single layer this time from the card. Here's what we have. So I'm going to cut that down to 4 by 5 1/4. We're gonna go smidge off of each side on this one. All right, and then I'm not going to glue it on yet, but we're going to build on that. So this piece here is going to go on. Let me show you the instructions. So we're going to use the blue vellum, and it's going to have pop dots on it. We're going to use the big brown piece with pop dots and this little one. And so they've all got dimensionals on the back of them. So let me also show you. So this one's going to go on first, and it'll go right over this. And what I want to do is I want to stamp I'm using the hat set. This one here, hats off. And there are dies. Got this whole array of dies here and these patches that can go on. So I'm going to use the To the Guy That Wears Many Hats stamp from in here. And I'm going to stamp it in pecan pie, and you know what, I'm going to, we're gonna have to cut this. I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a snip just so I see where my edge is. Okay, because you can do this part after as well. You could cut that after, but then it'll be harder to stamp on. So I got to the guy who wears many hats, and I'm going to put that on this hoop-de-doo here. And then I'm going to quick use my clear powder. Oh, I forgot to put my static remover thing on it. We're going to put it in the clear. And heat it. And you know that when it changes from the powder to the like liquidy looking, that it's done. I hope that made it in there. Okay, now we could put our dots on the back and pop that up on there. And that's pretty good. You can put as many of those puppies on there as you want. I tend to go a little less than I should most times. All right, then we're going to put our blue vellum layer on with some dots. I'm going to keep them down at the bottom. Because the stuff does show through vellum, the adhesive. And then we have this strip that will go down here. So as long as you keep your dots, these dots below where this guy is going, should be good. Oops, I probably got that one too close to the edge because I'm going to cut the, can I get it off? Pretty much. All right. And then that's going to go down here. This card will be pretty quick. Then we'll flip it over and we will cut off our excess. And then what I did was, let me show you the stamp set. Let me get, so I only used, not only, I used a few things. I did not stamp the hat. I just cut the hat out with the die. And then I cut a pink piece for the inside, petal pink. And okay, so then I got the pecan pie, and over on this piece I did the patch. So I did the mountain patch, and there is a die. Let me show you. There's a die here that will put the dots, like the stitching around the patch, and then the bigger one will cut out the patch. So since I'm layering it, I'm going to just trim around my brown stamped part here. You could probably cut a little bit closer in and cut the patch loose, but I didn't want to do that, just for then you lose probably the stitching look. So I got that, and then I'm going to glue that onto the brown, the pecan pie. So it should fit right in here, and then leave a nice little border, and that was what I wanted, a nice little brown border. And then I'm going to glue it flat to the brim, bill, front of the hat. Not exactly sure what angle it's supposed to go at, maybe like that. That's how I'm putting it. And so I used the mountain patch. I got the dad for the inside, and then I used To the Guy That Wears Many Hats. And then let's go ahead and mount this onto our card. My little flapper thing's getting in the way today. And then this should go down on the 1/4 inch, so that looks pretty good. Does look like I might need to move it just a smidgy. I might have cut crooked. Chances are good there. When I cut through all that stuff, it cut crooked. So I'm not so sure how user-friendly these are going to be for mailing, because with all those extra layers, you know, and the dimensionals, it is kind of up there a little bit. Let's see if I can cut this dimensional off. I told you guys that I had it too close. It didn't. I'll fix it later. All right. So now we're just going to take a few dimensionals, or here we'll take a string of them, and I'm going to put them just under the brim of the hat, bill, and then I'm going to put some glue on the hat part itself. And then we're going to just stick that on the front. And I am going to cover up the, like the moon or whatever we want to call that, but it still has the effect of the mountains. So we're just going to put it on there like that and glue that flat. And then our bill sticks up to give it a little bit more dimensional feeling. And that is our card front. I've got a white for the inside, and I believe I did say Happy Father's Day on this one from the stamps that came with the kit. I lost them. I know they didn't go far because I just had them all. Oh, I knocked them on the floor. That would be why I can't find them. Happy Father's Day. And I did that in Misty Moonlight. I thought we'd get away with making the hat pink just because it's in the sky. The sky is the pink. So Mike, my husband, he thought it looked like a untanned, like a raw leather look. So I was fine with that. This is going to be crooked. I just have a feeling it looks crooked. So then I put a Happy Father's Day on there. I got this little pink patch with Dad. We're just going to glue that down at the bottom. We'll glue our inside on. This is a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of basic white. And this card is done. You see how easy that one was too? They're not that difficult of cards. Again, I'm just requiring stuff to create them that is outside of the kit. But on my notepad, if you have the thermos kit or thermos stamp set, that would be cute on here. That was one of the things that I had on my list. So any kind of our outdoorsy, you could put some, I have an older stamp set that had a bicycle, and then it also has it's a guy on a bike, a silhouette, and then it has a silhouette of like the person with their arms up in the air going like, yes, I did it kind of a look. I thought that would be neat down here. The Legendary Ride, if you had the motorcycle, just anything that you can think of to give it a little extra. The coffee cup, the Latte Love coffee cup, or like I said, the thermos, but we have some old sets that are like to-go coffees with the wrapper and the lid on them and stuff. Any of that would look good on here, and you could even get by with not raising these up if you didn't want to. But again, then probably you don't really need to because everything's already there. So you could use and make a whole nother card with these pieces. So possibilities are good there. So this is, oh, and then I did take my pink Stampin' Right marker, and I did do the little button on the top on this card just to see what it would look like, because normally that's a little bit prominent on a hat. But anyway, I'm rambling. You guys, thanks for watching. I've got 2 more card videos to make and we'll be done. So here we go with a 3rd card option for the May kit. I'll be back.